If you were offered 1.2 million a year, would you be willing to work here? There's no signal, no internet, just endless ocean and countless fish. This is life on an offshore oil rig. No matter what you throw overboard, it immediately attracts a swarm of fish. Whether it's leftover food, fruit peels, meat scraps, or even human waste, it all gets devoured by fish in seconds. But aside from that, your only company are coworkers who are just as bored as you are. While the food on the platform is excellent, with chefs switching up the menu daily, and there are plenty of entertainment facilities like bars, libraries, gyms, and game rooms available at any time, none of it can truly drive away the overwhelming sense of loneliness. Especially at night, when everything around the platform is wrapped in pitch-black ocean, with nothing visible but the rig's own lights, the lifeless surroundings intensify the feeling of isolation. You don't just feel lonely, you start to feel an emptiness that brings a deep, unsettling fear. Out here, maybe only two things can bring you a bit of joy: leaning on the railing to admire a stunning sunset, and seeing that $100,000 paycheck hit your account every month right on time. No fluff, just facts. Replacing a light bulb pays $150,000. Work only 2 days a year. Walk away with $300,000. Sounds too good to be true? This is the job of changing lighthouse bulbs. Despite offering a six-figure salary, these positions often go unfilled for years. Meet the bulb changers, one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, with a staggering 98% turnover rate and a constant shortage of workers. But it's just changing a light bulb, right? So why won't anyone do it? Because to do this job, you have to climb a 2,000-foot steel tower by hand to replace the bulb. Aside from the insane height, what else makes it difficult? Even the most experienced workers take at least 3 hours to reach the top, and the climb demands extreme physical endurance. What's more unbelievable is that the entire process is secured by just one safety rope, pushing your mental limits to the edge. And even if you make it to the top, the job is far from over. Many fail at the next step. The higher you go, the narrower the tower gets, and even a light breeze at ground level can turn into violent swaying at the top. In these conditions, workers must still remove the old bulb and install the new one with perfect precision. On top of all that, coming down takes even longer than going up. Climbing is the easy part. Descending a 2,000-foot, perfectly vertical tower is a whole different challenge. Still, many people online joke that you could just bring a parachute and jump. What do you think? Would that actually work? When a plane is about to take off, you'll often see ground crew waving. Do you know what that means? It turns out that because pilots have limited visibility from the cockpit, they can't fully see everything around the aircraft, especially areas behind the tail and underneath the fuselage. That's why ground guidance is essential during taxiing and takeoff. These ground crew members are known as aircraft marshalers, holding signal wands in hand. Marshalers closely monitor the surroundings. If everything looks clear, they give a hand signal indicating the plane is cleared to taxi. Then comes the signature wave, letting the captain know it's safe for takeoff. But that's not all. After the plane lands at the airport, marshalers communicate using specific hand gestures. The left hand moving inward signals a right turn. The right hand moving inward signals a left turn. Both hands moving inward at the same time means the aircraft should continue straight. Slowly raising both hands signals the plane should slow down and prepare to brake. Crossing both arms indicates the aircraft needs to stop immediately. And the throat slash gesture? That means it's time to shut down the engines. The speed and rhythm of these gestures can also help control how fast the plane moves, allowing it to be guided into position more precisely. So, what do you think? Would you be interested in doing a job like this? Don't be fooled by their plain uniforms once they head out to sea. Their annual salary can easily exceed 200,000 USD. They are crew members on international merchant ships, sailing across the globe with cargo vessels that cross oceans on every trip. One moment they're loading in Japan, the next, they're sailing toward the Panama Canal. On board, you'll find crew members from dozens of countries, all working together and communicating in English. This isn't just manual labor positions like deck officers. Marine engineers, electricians, and chefs all require specialized skills. They must undergo international maritime training, earn seafarer certifications, and master GPS navigation and satellite communication systems. The best part? Room and board are fully covered, and with virtually zero expenses at sea, most of what they earn is saved. Many only work 8 months a year and still take home hundreds of thousands, often enough to invest in real estate right away. But don't romanticize it. Life at sea is tough. You might go weeks without setting foot on land, with weak signals and long stretches of isolation. And when storms hit, the whole ship rocks like a roller coaster. Would you be willing to roam the world in exchange for a high salary? If you want to see more high-paying but little-known careers, drop a vote in the comments. I've got more to share next time. Have you ever noticed that many large ships have a small door on the side of the hull? You might wonder, isn't that risky? Couldn't seawater rush in? Actually, that little door serves a very important purpose. It's called a pilot door, and it's specifically designed for marine pilots to board the vessel. A marine pilot, also known simply as a pilot, is a professional who helps guide ships through difficult or congested waters. Their job is to assist with docking, undocking, or navigating complex waterways. In short, when a ship enters a tricky area, it relies on a local expert to steer it safely. Since ships can't stop in open water, the pilot usually boards from a small, fast boat and climbs a rope ladder next to the pilot door while the ship is still moving. Of course, this is a very dangerous job. One wrong step on the ladder could lead to a serious accident. That's why marine pilots are highly trained and can earn up to $50,000 a month. You might have noticed that every pilot boards the ship with a small backpack. Funny thing is, it looks almost empty when they get on, but when they leave, that same bag is packed full. Why? Do you know how much a welder can make per hour? Everyone knows that having solid welding skills can land you a relatively high-paying job anywhere in the world. But many beginners don't know how to set the current properly, and as soon as they strike the arc, the rod sticks to the plate. When that happens, a lot of people give up right then and there. But here's the thing, welding is an essential skill in the industrial world, and it's never going away. So let's take a look at how much different welding techniques can be worth. First up is this guy doing a basic bead weld. His welds look like bird droppings, and the instructor rated it at $2.50 an hour. Next is the man in the blue shirt, showing off his so-called drifter skills. Overall, his welds are relatively neat. His estimated wage was $12.50 per hour, but the instructor bumped it up to $18. The third welder showed decent pipe welding skills, and the instructor gave him a final rate of $21.50 per hour. Last up is someone whose welds were incredibly clean and beautiful high-level fish scale welding. The instructor couldn't stop praising it and rated it at $80 per hour. One person on Reddit shared that as a union boilermaker, he makes $54.21 an hour, and with 12% holiday pay, it adds up to $73 per hour, not to mention double time pay for overtime and other benefit. So, what do you think about welding as a career? Clang! Two train cars suddenly slammed into each other. Luckily, there was just enough space in between for this man to narrowly escape harm. But this wasn't some freak accident. It's actually a common way of connecting train cars in India. Workers stand between the cars in advance, lift a coupling sleeve, and hook it onto the groove on the other car, then tighten a central two-way bolt. Under tension, the hook stays locked in place and won't come off easily. Even though there's a bit of pneumatic cushioning, the total working space is less than 3.3 feet wide. One small mistake, and you could get seriously injured. That said, this manual connection method is still relatively rare. The most widely used system today is the Janney coupler, which is considered a much safer alternative. When two cars come together, the couplers on both ends interlock like two hands gripping each other. Then, a locking pin drops from the top to secure the hook tightly in place. It may look loose or shaky, but unless someone intentionally releases it, the coupler will never come undone on its own. So, what do you think of this Indian train car connection method? Share your thoughts in the comments.